Hey, what's up out there in YouTube land? It's your boy the Ruxman, and welcome back to the wonderful world of Rux. Listen guys, I've been holding out on y'all a couple of weeks ago. I got the motherboard and I didn't unbox it. So let's get right into it. We're going to be unboxing today the Asus Z170M. I think Z170M Plus. Let's jump right into it, guys. Okay, so before we go right into this, I just want to let you guys know one thing. This is going to be the third actual motherboard I've ever worked on. So for the guys of you who are beginners out there, this is going to be more of a look at the motherboard for you guys. For the professionals, as I go over this stuff, you're going to know all of it. So if it has something you like, you'll know, and if it doesn't, you'll be able to blatantly see that. So keep that in mind. I'm sure I may leave some things out. But anyway, let's jump right into looking at this board. Okay, so first thing first, what we're greeted with on the outside of the box, just a little Asus motherboard Z170M Plus, which basically just lets you know this is going to be using the actual Skylake LGA 1151 socket. So this is going to be, I think, Intel's 6th generation, correct me if I'm wrong, 6th generation CPU socket. We also have, it says here, surge protected networking. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Over voltage protection, stable power supply, over current protection, and a stainless steel back IO. I'll kind of bring it up to you guys so you can see it a little bit. And it also looks like they gave us an exclusive 15-day preview of World of Warships, which I won't be using, so if I see it in there, I'll just leave it in the video, and if you guys want to redeem it, first come, first serve. Alright, around the side, nothing really special over there. Oh, with the exception of this is huge. So this board actually features a USB Type-C 5 gigabit port on it. USB Type-C coming in line to be one of the next standard connections. You don't see it on everything now, but it's getting to be that way. Alright, one big thing I want you guys to know, like I said, this is going to be my third motherboard that I'm working on. I've done an Asus before. My personal rig itself has an actual gigabyte board. This one we're building for the channel is going to have Asus. One thing for guys who are out there buying new motherboards, one thing you're going to notice, and I'm going to show this to you. Like right here, normally when you buy something new, there's a little tab that I have to unbox with something. Motherboards don't typically have that. So if you get one and it doesn't have it, don't think you got a used product. It's just that most motherboards, at least the ones I've bought, have not had any special sticker or seal up there on the top right there. It's usually just open up. So right here we got the motherboard. It's in a protective little shield right there. Before you touch any components on the motherboard, you want to just go ahead and ground yourself with either a grounding strap that'll go around your waist, wrist, I'm saying waist. Touch something, metal, disperse any static electricity that you might have. I'm going to go ahead and do that, get it out of the way so we can jump right into this. Okay, so first things first, it looks like we got the actual motherboard itself. Let's get that out of there. And guys, if you for whatever reason don't have any safe surface to place your motherboard on, these boxes that they come in are very good for doing so. They're actually non-conductive, and you can put the board right on top of that to start looking at it. I want to jump right into the board, but for right now, I'm going to put it off to the side, and we're going to look at what other accessories came in the box. Alright, so we're going to go right in here, slide this baby out right here, whatever that is, off to the side. And this right here just looks like a regular SATA cable. For those of you who know what SATA cables are for, they're for connecting, or don't know what they are for, they're for connecting like drives, like if you got DVD drives and everything like that. So if you get this board, the SATA cables will be right here in this little slot that I slid them out of. I'll put that off to the side. Let's move that out of the way. Alright, we have an actual set of screws here for our M.2 standoff right there. So for M.2 connection, it comes with the little standoffs there, and also the rear IO shield. For those of you who don't know what the rear I/O shield is, let me open this up for you so you see what it is. This little thing is the plate that you would see on the back of the computer case. Like when you look at the back of your computer, just go look at it. This little shield is what you see back there that lets you know and labels all the different types of components. So that's the I/O shield. Nothing really major about that. And of course, an actual user guide, a software CD. It looks like we've got a little case badge right there. It's in there with that software CD. And I don't see that World of Tanks or World of Warships thing in here, so I don't know how that works. If I find it in here, I'll try to flip through the book. I'll make sure to get it into the video, but as of now, I don't see it. So if someone knows, leave it in the comment section below. Other than that, like I said, we went with this board because it's supposed to have a lot more protection for beginner builders and things like that. It has a ton of features, really doesn't lack in any area at all, doesn't really skimp on anything, with the exception of Wi-Fi, but Wi-Fi is pretty inexpensive to get nowadays. So you can always just buy that and add it into the actual board itself. So right now, let's jump into the meat and potatoes of this guy. So we've already dispersed ourselves of static electricity. We're just going to go right into the case, actually the protective sleeve right here, and take this baby out. And what we are greeted with, man, is a really impressive board. If I have to say so myself. Now, not a lot of flex in the board. It's not a real bendy board. So definitely of the Asus premium quality. I don't see any skimpings right there on the back. We got a nice little all black or brownish looking, I guess I forget what they call that. I think it's a PCB. I could be wrong. But let's start looking at different things on the actual board. Okay, so first things you're gonna see, this is like what I said, that I/O shield protects this right here for the motherboard. So you got a couple of different things. You have a legacy mouse and keyboard connection right here, so you can plug in your old, I think they were PS3 mouse and keyboards. You have an actual VGA to plug into your monitor right here, an actual DVI-D port to also plug up your monitor. We have HDMI right here, standard, if you want to hook that up to the television or whatnot. The actual USB Type-C port, which is right there that you see me pointing at. And we have some USB 3.0s and some other actual LAN ports for plugging in, the LAN port rather, for plugging in your actual internet connection, along with some other USB ports here and your actual audio setup. So we're gonna just spin the board around and start going over some standard stuff, so when you look at your board, you get an idea of what's on there. Okay guys, for the sake of my sanity and making sure you guys can get the best possible look at the board, I've switched to a hand cam right here so you guys can see these things. So we got the actual motherboard power connector right here, CPU, all right, and you'll see that right here, that's a fan header. And I'll kind of stand up a little bit so you guys can see. It's actually labeled right there for you. You can see it just as plain as day. So guys, when you start putting this thing together, it's gonna be just like a Lego. All right, right here is where you would put your actual CPU, which is gonna be the LG 1151 socket, which you can actually see right here. That's your M.2 right there. That's for storage. That's high-speed storage device, faster than SSD. So if you want to go faster than SSD, that's what you'd be using for your operating system. And directly to the right of the actual CPU socket, you have 4 DIMMs for your actual RAM. That's these 1, 2, 3, 4. They will support up to 64, I think it was 64 gigs of RAM. So right here we have a 12-pin power connector, USB 3.0 connector right here. You can plug that right in, and it has a little socket, a little slit off to the side of it. You can see it, so you can't mess that up. Guys, it's just like doing Legos. Directly under that actual socket right there, you have the actual SATA connections. They actually do say SATA right off to the side, so you'll know what they are. We have quite a few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have our actual front power and display headers right here, where you would actually plug in your actual case to turn on the power, the reset button, any LEDs or anything like that you want to do. Looks like we got another USB 3.0 header right here, along with some actual USB 2.0 headers. I'm trying to see if the USB 2.0 headers are labeled, but they don't seem to be, but you just have to know that they're USB 2.0. We have an actual SPDF out right over here that I'm pointing at, but just giving you a quick look at the board. And as we scroll up the board, we have 2 other actual fan headers right there, both of which are 4 pins, along with, I believe, right there up top, that's 1, 2, 3. So it looks like we could do up to 3 fans directly on the board. And if you want to, you know, do some other things with the actual power supply, of course, you could power up some more fans. Now, one thing I did neglect to say, this actual board where you got the RAM is actually using DDR4 support. So that is the new type of RAM for those actual slots. Okay, so I hope I was able to help you guys understand better a little more about your motherboards, if you have them, what those different sockets are, and not be too intimidated with them. Like I said, this is only my 3rd motherboard I'll be working with. 1 Asus, 1 gigabyte, and now another Asus. Very, very easy to work with. Very cool products. Like I said, it's like putting together Legos, guys. If you like the video, guys, make sure you hit that like button down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Follow us. Social media links will be down in the description below. And as always, slow down, but never stop. Ruxman out. Love you, baby. Mean it.
The wonderful world of Rux.
Crazy mother.